Any program that is inspired by Reggio is inherently, is fundamentally, is philosophically different from from the main current of education. This we believe. If you say you are Reggio-inspired, you're philosophically in a different river than the main river of education. The main river of music education, therefore, is probably one that leads children to recreating music of others through symbolic representation of sound, which is notation. Children ultimately learn to read music notation so that they can participate in ensembles. There's nothing wrong with that. That is the main river, the main current of music education. For those of us who are inspired by Reggio practices, this should be troublesome. And the reason is, or one of the reasons, is that it's someone else's music. And when you get on that music education bus, the wheels lead you to sing and play everyone else's music. This is not necessarily the focus of Reggio. The focus of Reggio is the child, what is in the child's mind, the awesome power of the child's mind. When you're playing other people's music, they're telling you, okay, if you want to play an oboe, you pick this one crayon, and you are going to learn how to play that one crayon forever. Can you imagine a Reggio program where the children get to play one thing, one crayon, one sound? If it's always someone else's music, they have a choice to make. They can take what is offered, which is a standard curriculum, or they can leave it. And we know that 80% of children leave. When you move from a standard approach or philosophy of music education to a Reggio-inspired philosophy of music education that is Musica Bella, you are moving into an area where sound, making sound choice, is the point of the education. There are musical decisions to make, and those decisions are made by the child. In a Reggio-inspired approach, we begin with the assumption that there is music going on in a child's head, and that it is informed by other music that the child might hear. And the point of their education through us is to guide them to represent that music in a way that is culturally and individually valid. Certainly there are skills that you need to work on. Certainly there are skills to any language that must be acquired. And our job is to help children acquire those skills as they need them to represent the music that is in their heads. And it begins with a sense of wonder. Have you ever wondered why there are so many guitars out there? It's not that they're blue and purple and green or whatnot. No, that's not why there are so many guitars. Why are there guitars with steel strings? Why are there guitars with nylon strings? Why are there acoustic guitars? Why are there electric guitars? The reason there are so many guitars is because they all make different sounds. And it is ultimately about the sound that comes out of an instrument that draws something out of us. It is sound. The sound of one instrument and not another. Even though they may look the same, they won't sound the same for many, many reasons we don't need to discuss here. It is sound. It is sound that propels children to wonder. There is one mind and so many choices. The wonder of sound and of melody and of rhythm and of color and timbre. These are the things that children fall in love with as they represent their music. Therefore, in Musica Bella, the central question everyone should ask, what can I do with this song or sound to accurately communicate how it sounds in my mind's ear? There's a sound in my head, and I want you to know how it sounds. And it sounds completely different from the way it sounds in your head, because it is my idea of that sound. How can we help children expand their skill set so that they can accurately do this? How can it be done? We do this primarily through the voice, because the voice is their primary instrument. We help them experience a cappella harmony at a young age. Children can experience the joy, the power of singing in harmony when they are 3 years old. It can happen, and it's because the adult is doing the heavy lifting on the harmony part. That is what makes this special for you and for children. The adult does the heavy lifting to make it that much more special, because the child sees and hears that the human voice can do so much. No longer is music relegated to entertainment on a tape, a CD, or the TV. Music is something that we do. The sounds in our heads can be accurately represented, first through the voice and then transferred to other instruments. First through the voice and then to other instruments. Musica Bella is inspired by the philosophy of Reggio Emilia, the primacy of the child's mind, the primacy of the child's voice. Come explore how Musica Bella can support your Reggio-inspired philosophy to early childhood and elementary education. Ciao bella!